Alright, sorry for getting the video to you so late. This might end up being a two-part video. I don't know yet. I got like 9 minutes before my next lesson, and I'm just so busy lately with so many students and whatnot that trying to get everything in. So this might be a two-part thing, but let's see if I can get it all in here real quick. So 8 minutes now left. So I got your email, got the questions, so we'll talk all about that here. So working things up in increments of 5. That's usually for pure speed building stuff. So with a lot of the rhythm things that we're going to do, there will be maintenance speeds to do, like the 60, 80, 100, and 120 here. Now, let's say you get 60 and that sounds good. Then you can try 80 next. If it's not going well, if it's too difficult to play at that speed, then back it down to 70. Try that. If 70 is also too difficult to play, then yes, go from 60 to 65. So whenever we are doing rhythm stuff like numbers 1 and, well, mainly numbers 1 right now, or just number 1, work it up. You know, you can go 60 to 80, then 100, then 120, or try it that way. So let's say 60 goes well, then you try 80. 80 goes well, and then you try 100. 100 may not be so easy, so then you back it off to 90 and try that. Okay, so 90 goes well, then you try 100 again. Like, okay, that goes well. Well, instead of going, because you needed to go down to 90 before trying 100 again, try 110 next before trying 120. So basically, when you're having a hard time going from one of the maintenance speeds, you know, the 60, 80, 100, 120, if it's too difficult to play one of the higher speeds, then slow it down, play something in the middle. So you can start like your first day or day or two going up 60, 65, 70, 75, and so on with this. And then, you know, the next day you can go 60, 70, 80, and so on. So, again, this right now is not pure speed building. So that's why you don't have to go up by increments of 5. However, anytime that you feel it would be easier for you to go from one speed to the next by increments of 5, do that. I hope that helps answer the question there. So, I'm going to demo this. Actually, yeah, I'm going to do all 4 demos so you can follow along, so you get a better idea of how this should go. And now I see I have 6 minutes left till my lesson begins. This will probably end up being a 2-part thing. Anyway, here we go. I'm going to count off 4 so you know when I'm going to begin. And here we go with number 1 at 60 beats per minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 80 beats per minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 100 beats per minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 120. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Number 2. So, I don't want you to concern yourself with using a metronome on this one. Good thing to do. Turn the distortion off at least 50% of the time with this. At least 50% of the time. And that's because with the distortion off and just a clean channel, then you can hear the notes more accurately. So And we want to make sure you hear all the notes clearly, and that's why we are doing these arpeggios. So you hold down the chord shape and you pick one note at a time as it's laid out here. So I'm going to just play this nice and slow just so you can see and hear what you're shooting for or what you're aiming to have happen. I'm sorry, I just made a mistake. I cannot believe I did that. Take two. So, take your time with it. Anytime you hear like a funky note, like maybe something like, you're sliding back to the G5 and it sounds like, and you hear that kind of dead sound there. Well, right now that's because my ring finger is too far to the left. I need to scoot it closer to the fret itself. So the metal part, that is your fret. You don't want to have your finger directly on top of it. You just want it very, very close to it. So your ring finger will be sitting almost right on top of your pinky. So you don't need to have it spread out here. You can have them right on top of each other, okay? And just go at your own pace. Just play through it a few times each day. Get it to sound as clean as you can. And, you don't have to go fast either. So even if you gotta like really slow and just to make sure everything sounds clean, that's totally fine, okay? So go as slow as you need to. Focus on making every note sound as good as you can. So when you go to a new chord, so let's say you go from the A5 and you're down to the G5 and you hear a note that doesn't sound so good, just stay where you're at, adjust your fingers, and then try playing those notes again, and then move on to the F5. Make any corrections with your fingers that you may need to in order to make it sound good, and then go from there. So I'm saying that because usually when a mistake is made when you're playing something, you just start over again and try it all over. However, because you're new and we're focusing on a very specific thing, I don't want you to start this whole thing over again. I want you to stay on the chord where so if a note sounds bad, stay on that chord, fix that chord, and then move on to the next one. Okay, so yeah, I gotta get on with my next student. So usually these recaps are done in one go. But I'm just adapting to the very busy schedule right now. I do apologize. So I will continue this in part 2.